Hey everybody, A Silent Child here, and today we're going to do some more stuff with the costume because I was looking at our girl here and everything, and she just didn't look right, you know. We went over costumes and some textures and stuff, but we didn't really go over like adding textures or making seams and make it more realistic. The only thing we did was just kind of add this top, the little bikini thing, and a glove. Not really much to it. So say, we got this little symbol on her chest and everything, and it's not as adjusted as we want and everything. What you want to do is you want to pick the layer that has the symbol on it, okay? And it's real easy to do in Clip Studio Paint. You go Edit, Transform, and then Mesh Transformation. Now this is kind of like the Warp tool in Photoshop, in that you take these little squares and you can adjust like the perspectives and stuff for each of these areas so that you can adjust them to, really curve around her chest or stuff if you want, like that. Sometimes it has more squares, sometimes it's more detailed. You just do whatever you feel is necessary for your painting. And then when you get it to where you want, which is not really where I want here, but I'm just doing a demo, and you get it adjusted to the way you want, pretty much. Then you say OK. See how it looks more like it's on her chest and stuff? Actually, that's not so bad. So yeah, you see how it's adjusted on her chest and everything much better? That's how you do that. So if you're somebody's wearing a t-shirt and you want to put a t-shirt design on or something like that, or a tattoo on her arm or something. In fact, we could probably do that. Tattoo on her arm or something would be cool. So if you want to do that, that's how you do that. Once again, that's Edit, Transform, Mesh Transformation. And it works the same way as the Warp tool. Okay, so let's add some textures. Now, it's a lot easier, it seems, with Photoshop. I don't know any cool little shortcuts, so this is about the best we could do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how masking and stuff works in Clip Studio Paint. So I'm going to choose the layer that has her outfit. And we're going to choose a fabric. Let's see, I like these seamless links. When choosing textures, I got a whole folder of textures. It's always good to try and find something that is seamless. See, this has seamless ground, seamless stone, seamless links, seamless metal plate, seamless reptile skin. The reason why is because these are squares like this, but it's not as big as this. It's actually smaller than this, it just makes it bigger. So if you want like intricate little fishnet or something like that, you don't want this big old pattern. So you want seamless, so no matter how many squares you put down for a figure, like down a leg, down an arm, across a torso, it will be seamless and you won't have little breaks in your pattern. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this, and you go Control A, that selects everything. Control C, that copies everything. And then we're going to close it and not save it because we don't want to save it. We're going to go back to our girl here, and we're going to go to her layer here. And then we're going to go Control V, and that pastes it. And it's way up here, so we're going to move it down here. Now see what I mean? This is big. So I don't want it to be this big. I want it to be an intricate chain pattern in the bottom part of her top here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Control T, and we're going to adjust the size. You can do this in Photoshop too. So if I want really small, I can do like this, really small, intricate. So you can do that. That's fine. You can do this. Make sure it's like here with the pattern. Say OK. Or else, and then we're going to make a copy of it. So where is it? Duplicate layer or copy layer if you're on Photoshop. I'm going to move this one over here. Make sure I got it lined up. See? This is why you want seamless patterns. Because when you line it up, see, it makes a seamless pattern. There's no break in here where you can see where I've added these two together. Okay, and we're going to combine those. So combine to the layer below, so we're going to move those to both. Okay. Alright, that's a good adjustment. We're also going to do the same with the other over here, but we're going to do a different one. So we're going to duplicate layer again, but we're going to hide that one. So we're going to work on this one, and we're going to hide this one because we're not on that one yet. Now layer masking works a little different than it does in Photoshop for Clip Studio Paint, and the way that it works is we're going to try and warp this real quick so it curves it a little more, because we want it to curve a little more around breast. So we want it to look like it's curving around her breast, you know. People always make fun of me because I'm breast. He's talking about breasts. Yeah, I know. You guys are always picking on me about that. You really get on those breasts. Breasts. Well, breasts are great, you know. If you're a woman, you just don't know the power of breasts, you know. Breasts are awesome. Okay, so we're gonna mesh this a bit and just kind of, you know, adjust it to where like that, because I want to have a curved pattern. Okay, so we'll say okay once we get it warped like that. Now the way the layer mask works is different from Photoshop. So when I go in here and I right click and I go okay, not there. Sorry. You don't right click. You go to layer, layer mask, and you can mask outside or you can mask inside. So we're going to mask the selection, which is this, and then the rest of this is pixels, so we don't have to worry about it. Can even, yeah. So see how it makes it white, so it's still there, and you go, but I can still see it. Yes, you can. Now you can go into this layer mask, right? I think you can turn it all black. No, you can't. So what you do is you make sure you're on the mask, that little check mark here, and this is how you do it. You get your eraser tool, and we're going to use a soft eraser, and you're going to softly erase until you get to the edge. You erase what you don't want, and you get softly to the edge of where we actually want it. So when we start seeing green, we know where we need to be. Okay, so I'm going to erase all this here, all this here, all this up here, because we don't want this edge here. We just want about right here is where we want it. We're going to make a hard edge because we're going to put a seam there so it looks like it's half and half pattern. So like this. Okay. We'll get rid of down here. Okay, and you go, well, how do you get it back? So then you use the airbrush. We're going to use soft airbrush, and you just go back the way you want around the edges here. Mask in all the parts that you want. Make sure you get in here and now if you want, you can also do your lasso tool and, you know, erase like from your lasso tool too. But that's only if you want to do that. If you just want a straight out pattern, you could do that too. We're not really concerned with a straight out pattern, we just want that. Okay, we're going to turn this one back on. We're going to go over here and we're going to adjust. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Okay, wrong layer. Go to this one. And we're going to we're going to make this one. Oh, my bad, not that. We're going to warp. Warp. Okay, so transform, mesh transformation, and we're going to warp this too. Up above where her chest would be. Like this. So if you just really want to see it, you could also turn down the opacity. Which, no, we just go like that. Turn down the opacity to where you could see. And then do the mesh. That would probably be easier. No, see, work smarter, not harder. Okay, so you want to go like this and get these mesh down here and get this over here. So you know it just goes along where we need it to go. Be a lot easier to adjust when you paint too. So ta-da! Work smarter, not harder. Fun thing about digital paint is you don't have to paint over a lot of stuff half the time. You just do it. Alright. Good. I wanted to, I was thinking, okay, I want to adjust this one too because, okay. We're going to have to switch that out. So you go like here, make sure you're on your mask, and yeah, just start. Oh, my bad. What is it doing? Oh. Okay, what is it doing? Did something wrong here. Okay, I did something wrong. Whatever. Alright. I don't know what I did. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna start erasing. When we do to the layer mask, mask selection, and then you just erase what you don't want, which is up here. So okay, so we got that. I'm just gonna go right in here. Underneath where the costume is done. Okay. Alright. A little sloppy, but we got it. Okay, and that's how you add that. Okay, so we're going to combine those. So we apply and combine those, so now they're combined. Well, how do we make them this gold color? Suppose we want to make them that gold color. Go in here. And you go duplicate layer. Well, no, we could just make a layer here. And then take this gold color. Actually, sorry. We're going to get our magic wand tool, go around, selection inverse, and then we'll go on this layer, and that way we can only paint inside the costume. So then airbrush it, and we just slightly behind the pattern, like this. Now in Photoshop you can color, you know, hue and saturation and color in what you need by using hue and saturation. For some reason, I could not get that to work on this Clip Studio Paint for some reason, so we're just going to do it this way. So okay, and then you go into the darker. Okay, like that. And up here. Like that. Yep. And then I'm going to make it shiny. Like here. Just like that. No. We went too far. Okay. You can mask off this area too if you want. It's just I'm being a little rushy about it, I guess. Yep. Get back to doing our colors. Make this look metal, so we're going to go in here and do this. Like that. Okay. There you go. And that makes a good mesh pattern. So there's a mesh pattern. Okay, so we're going to merge that layer down to that part. And then we're going to merge it down to her top. So there you go. And that's how you do that. Okay, so this doesn't look right though. We need a seam here. So what we're going to do is we're still got our layer locked off so that we can just go out of here. What we're going to do is we're going to go in here. We're going to go around the edge of this. This. Okay. We're going to take our airbrush. We're going to pick this dark green color. Okay. And we're going to start off by making a dark line, the dark green line. So we'll go in here, start off making a dark green. So that we can kind of map out where we want this seam. So now remember, seams, you got to look at a lot of references. We're not going to bother looking at references with this because I know my references. Okay, so once we get this nice dark line in here, you know, thick line in here, not like that. So it shows some shadow. A little hard to tell because of the color, but okay. Then we're going to pick the brighter color, and you go over where the shadow is, like this. Make sure you got the thickness exactly where you want it for the brush, and we'll just draw in like this. Remember where the light is coming. So you keep going. Keep going. That. And it's almost the same color. So now we take another, and then you just do a real thin line. Like this. That way it rounds it out. Make sure that we're getting along the same line. So this is a real thin line, a real thin shadow. So you don't have to do too much, you know, just make sure that line is, you know, not scratchy. We don't want to sketch it in, even though we're making little strokes. So what you're doing is you're practically drawing in the line for the shadow of the seam. And when it starts disappearing, then you know you're in the good shadow spot. Okay, and then what you do is remember that there's, yeah, here. And the light will go here on the edge of where it goes. Switch over to light because the light will come over here. There you go. We're going to take this bright color and go over where the light would be hitting certain areas like this. Now depending on the material, you could make this a soft light or you could make it a hard light, because if it's a latex or something, you want a hard light. So we're going to go around us like this. Make sure you don't go over the shadow because there's a light here, but it doesn't, but there's a seam, so you want to make sure you keep that seam shown like so. Like so. And then when it starts disappearing into the shadow here, you stop the highlights. So go in here, get this highlight, see? And then stop it about here. And then there's one bright highlight here because the lights, the curve around, the light's hitting this part now. So make sure you get that in there and then have it kind of fade off as you go around. Like so. And then just barely have some around here, you know, like that. You just gotta remember how your light source looks. See? And that's how you do a seam. Seams, remember, are just bulges over the top. So you want this real good light here and then a shadow underneath. In fact, we can put a dark shadow underneath again because we want to round it out. So make a really dark shadow underneath. Like so. You can even do that. Yep. That way it looks rounded. See? Okay? There you go. That way it looks rounded and you get a seam. Okay, let's do two seams going up this way and around. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our little tool here. So as we want, well, no, that's good with the adjustment thing with the seam there. That's fine, right there, like that. I don't want to do too much. That's how you do seams. And that's also how you put in patterns. So, We got that pattern in here and colored it in, and we got a seam. That's pretty good. Suppose we want to make a seam on her glove here. You know, it's like... No, I don't see where we put a seam for her glove. Never mind. I don't want to do that. We do want to put her some leggings, though. So what we're going to do, kind of combine these layers because they're all part of her outfit. So, okay, so we're all got the outfit all in one layer now. So, that's good. So what we're going to do here is, you know what? Let's put this mesh pattern on her legs too, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to magic wand tool over here outside of her legs area. I'm going to invert the selection. Okay, I'm going to make a new layer and choose it, but we still got this stuff, this selected. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the same pattern we had before. It put it up there. Okay. Oh. Okay, we're going to have to do this after. The selection after. Okay. Alright. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we're going to make this pattern the same small pattern as we got up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this to as small as we want it, which is about like that. And then I'm going to duplicate it several times. So duplicate layer. Okay, we're going to have to zoom in here so I can really line them up. You can also use your arrow keys to line them up, you know, get them pretty well, and then make sure you got exactly where you want it, and then combine it, and then duplicate that, and move it down and, you know, around. That way you got exactly where you need it. There you go. Combine and duplicate. It's always good to have really big patterns, you know, like this. The smaller ones. That way you can really adjust, you know. Okay, there's that. Combine. And back over here next to her legs, so it's going to be a big duplicate here, but okay. Good. Alright, that's a big area, but you know what? We need that like that. Okay, so just down the opacity. Okay. Oops, no. Okay. We don't need this layer here, do we? Okay. So now we kick the color, the skin color, and now we do our magic wand. Okay. Invert selection. And we go to our links. Actually, we don't want to invert selection. We want to get rid of. Okay, and then say delete. See? And it just does that part. Good. So now we just go in here and we use our eraser. And we're going to erase all the stuff that we don't need. So, shook. Looks like there's some shaded areas. Oh, because it's not above our clothing line. We may have to fix that. So if you see things that are in patterns or something, you're like, oh look, it's like over the pattern and stuff, you can adjust, put your layers where you need them. Okay, so we're erase switch don't need. Okay. We're going to let's see what happens when we put it above the. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we're going to put it above the panty line. That's good. Okay, so we'll go back over where the green panties are. Because we want to keep her. Oh, see. Okay, and we want to keep her panties, but we don't want to keep that adjustment, that shadow line that was over the pattern. We don't want that. We'll paint that in, but okay. Alright. Put some. Oh, really? Why is it doing that? Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna have to. Okay. Oh, because we don't have a layer mask. We are actually erasing. I was like, why is it doing that? Because we're actually erasing. What we got? Okay. Anyways. I didn't use a layer mask because I'm a dork. Be careful about things, see? I didn't erase this stuff over here. We don't need this. Okay, so we're erasing the things we don't need. Okay. Okay. Alright. So, we can adjust the opacity to like that. In fact, we can even, let's see, you gotta put that. Okay. If you want this to be like, you know, you don't have to have it just straight out normal like this either. You can use different effects, like we can multiply, so it looks like it's part of our pattern of her skin, like that, if we wanted it like that. Could also have, you can try these different things. That's what color burn looks like. Interesting effect. Linear burn, that doesn't show up very much. Subtract means that you just have the pattern, which actually looks kind of cool, really. It really brings out the pattern. Anything black, it just really brings out the pattern, and it kind of makes a black and, well, it would be black and white if it wasn't in color. Lighten, it does just the opposite, makes a light pattern. Screen, color dodge, that keeps your highlights and everything and just puts, so that's interesting. But no, that's not what we're looking for. Glow dodge. Ooh, that makes it glow. Add. This just adds the pattern to what you already got. And glow makes it glow. Overlay. This is pretty much what we use. An overlay. And what we'll do here too is we'll make it green, or we could make it green if we wanted to. Let's see if we can make it green. Let's see. Layer. New correction layer. Hue and saturation. Let's see. Make it kind of this green color. It's more of a green. Yeah, then we'll clip it down to the. Well, I didn't do that. Oh, alright. Never mind. Okay. If we want to make it green, we'll have to do the color underneath thing like we did here. So what we'll do, a color underneath, magic wand tool, and then inverse selection to just this part. Go down here, brush, and we'll pick this color green. Okay. La 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 la. Oh man, that's too much green. You're disappearing all her shadows and stuff. No, you just, that's why we have this opacity. Or you can even multiply like that. Make it dark green. Yeah. And then if you want to make the really bring out the highlights and everything, well, you adjust the so like that. Ta-da. There we go. There we go. Gave her a cool outfit. And we'll combine that down. Oop. And combine that down. Oh, man. No, we won't. Okay. It's like, oops. Alright, we'll go like that and combine it down. So, alright. So we got that. Okay. So suppose we want to put a tattoo on her. How would you do a tattoo? So go here. Let's go find a tattoo real quick. See what tattoos I got. I have too many tattoos. I don't really have any tattoo textures, do I? Well, okay. Suppose you wanted to put a tattoo on her, though. Let's see. Well, let's see if we can find a picture or something we can use real quick. Let's see. All these pictures I've got on my computer. Okay, suppose, just for fun. Well, we'll just do it for fun. We won't keep it. We'll just show you. I'll show you how to do it. Say for instance she wants this black rose. Okay, this is good. Okay, so we'll go and A and C, Control A, Control C. Don't save. Choose a skin layer. Choose paste. Okay. I'll move it down here to her arm here. Okay. And we'll adjust it to be on her arm here. We'll make it bigger. Yep. Okay. Alright. We're going to warp this a bit. That way it looks like it's on her bicep, you know. So you want to warp it a bit. And this is how you make things look like they're folded onto a bicep or something rounded, you know. Like that. You can kind of spherize the pattern, you know, like so. like that. Then you just turn down the opacity about like 75 or 80, like that, where it looks like it's on her skin, and then like multiply, like that. Now she's got a rose tattoo. That's how you do tattoos. And if you want it curved a little more or something, you can always adjust it like that. And that way it looks like she's got a tattoo of a rose on her arm. And that's how you do tattoos. But we're not going to keep the tattoo. That would be good. Just like that. So we did good with this. So next time I will go over backgrounds. So we'll get a background on this little lady. Now that we got a better looking costume on her and some seams and stuff. As always, thank you for watching. Tune in next time. See ya.